Hey, what's up? I'm your host Trey, and welcome to Elevate Life, the show that's a pathfinder to sustaining wisdom to cultivate a life of ease and fulfillment with lasting prosperity in every aspect of life. Ultimately, we're elevating to greatness. So let's get to it. Salutations to all. This is the first podcast of Elevate Life, and today is going to be a great one. We are talking about the power of the tongue, and it's actually a super great topic for the first podcast, but because it's pretty much foundational. I say that because our thoughts, what we say, create our reality, our personal reality. You know what I mean? From what we think makes us feel, and from those feelings, we're either taking action or we're not taking action. So with that action, that's behavior. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, becoming conscious of our unconscious thoughts and actions and feelings is where the power lies, because how we feel emits a frequency. How we feel is energy, and energy creates worlds. And with that energy, we're creating our life. So we got to put our energy towards something that's more empowering, not something that's more toxic for us. You know what I mean? We got to create tonic thought versus toxic thoughts. Toxic thoughts equals toxic life. You know what I mean? Tonic thoughts equals a tonic life, a great life. So becoming aware is becoming conscious of our unconscious thoughts and feelings, because that in turn determines our action. So if we're constantly focused on, what we don't want, for instance, saying I don't want to be broke, I hate my job, my spouse just doesn't get it, we fight a lot, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be single. What that attracts the results of more of a reality of being broke, not being able to pay your bills, you know, well, it's more reasons to hate your job, saying I hate my job, saying that you and your spouse fight, that just brings more fights and less understanding. And saying you don't want to be late, that just brings more of you being late probably, or running into traffic. You know what I'm saying? You saying you don't want to be single, you're finding shitty people, or you're just remaining single, versus having more of uplifting, empowering thoughts like I'm increasing my income on a daily basis. Money comes to me easily. I am grateful for my job. That attracts more abundance, more money, more wealth, and it creates opportunities. It creates more reasons to appreciate your job, or more opportunities for a dream job, or more opportunities for you to venture out and become an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And with your spouse, that will bring more understanding and less conflict. You might find your soulmate. You can become more happier with yourself and get into your job. You're always on time. You're attracting the right relationship for you right now. You're becoming that person. You know what I mean? You can't get to a place of where we truly desire if we're always connected to more of what we don't want. It's why we keep attracting and manifesting unwanted realities, because we keep focusing on all the things that we don't want. So it's just like the law of gravity. It works whether we want it to or not. The laws of the universe are there as a fact. There's no right or wrong thought process. There's no right or wrong belief. You know, it's more like, do these actions and habits and thoughts serve me, or do they not? Do they empower me, or do they not? Are they keeping me stuck where I am, or are they propelling me forward to where I want to go? It's as simple as that. And like I said, the laws of the universe are as real as gravity, whether we see it and believe it or not. And I can tell you right now, one of them that I'm talking about is the law of cause and effect, aka karma. A lot of people seem to have this negative connotation on the law of karma, but the universe doesn't register anything as good or bad. It just is. It's just an energy. You know what I mean? So only put out what you want to receive, because it is a universe. We are all one. We are all connected. To think we are apart is just asinine, in my opinion. If you really sit and get quiet your mind, you will understand and know that we are all one. And you won't feel a separation. I'm telling you, you will feel whole. You will feel like a brand new person. It is very liberating to understand and know where I'm coming from. Hey, I'm just giving you my advice, honestly. You don't have to take this and run with it, but I'm telling you what it is for me. And I wholeheartedly have changed my life into something completely different, outstanding, and enlightening. I brought peace into my world. I brought joy into my world. I brought love into my life. I let go of pride and anger and fear and grief and guilt and shame. And you can too, just by doing this simple action. And that's shifting your vibration to something that is an energetic match to your greatest self, of who you see yourself being when you close your eyes. Ultimately, that person that makes you happy wholeheartedly, when you put that energy towards that person, your life will change. I promise you, it is a law of vibration. It doesn't care who you are, black, white, disabled, filthy rich. It doesn't care who you are. The laws of the universe don't care who you are. It's just a matter of the mind and what that they want you to be disempowered for some reason. And I'm here to tell you that it's bullshit. You can be empowered. You can have anything you fucking want. You can go live off the grid. You can have the family you want. You can have the riches you want. You can build the life that you want for you and yours and for humanity. You know what I mean? You can have that peaceful life. You don't have to survive and feel like things aren't working out for you and feel like the government is so shitty and things are just hard these days. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to ignore what's going on, but I'm saying you don't have to engage in it. You don't have to feed it into your mind. It doesn't have to affect you as much as it does. It doesn't have to affect us. We can totally be in our own creation and evolving our own way, and the world outside of us doesn't have to affect what's going on inside of us. We can continue to have the state of mind that elevates us and takes us to a place of peace and prosperity. That's what I'm saying. And to feed into the world and give to the world and be the kind of human that we want to interact with and live in integrity and honesty, and make choices and decisions that reflect a reality that we want to live in and that we want to create. Because like I said, the universe is neutral and impartial to the seeds that we put into it, and it just grows and doesn't give a fuck what we put into it. It just is. That's how powerful we are. That's us creating the world that we live in. The universe is ours to create. The world is ours to create. So it's up to us to put in the seeds that we want to grow, not the seeds that we don't want to grow. Focus more on what we do want. That's the more so on the law of attraction. We're a magnet, and we have the ability to magnetize whatever it is that we are putting our focus on. So if we're constantly focusing on and feeling unwanted thoughts, that's more of what we're attracting to us. So when we shift thinking about who we want to be, what we want to have, what we want to do, then what we attract is what we desire ultimately. And even if you are in a place of like, I really don't know what I want, you know what you don't want. So think about the opposite of what you don't want, and that will help you get to a place of what you truly want. Don't get me wrong, I know it might be hard because many of us are so focused on negative aspects of life that we truly don't have a vision to where we want to go. So if you are that person, think about the opposite of what you don't want, and that will help you get towards a vision of of prosperity and what you truly want for yourself. I gotta say, the hardest part about change is making a new choice, continuously making new choices towards your vision. But the fact of becoming that person, it takes the action of overcoming the past, overcoming fears, overcoming doubts. You got to light a match in those dark places. And once you light a match in those dark places, get ready, because that's where it all unfolds. the unknown and the new greatness lies. And don't disconnect just because there may be, some unwantedness with that meaning contrast of your vision. Don't disconnect from your vision just because, there may be some valleys in the mix. Because life is cyclical. There's going to always be ups and downs, but just know that as long as you steadfast on that vision and you remain in a place of knowing that it's going to pass and remain calm and neutral with the situation, then your vision is yours. Your ultimate vision is yours. It's not going anywhere. Have faith and don't be stuck on the past and don't expect anything to change. If you are stuck in the past and going back to the unconscious thoughts and situations and feeling like a victim, like things are always happening to you, feeling like you're stuck. Because think about it, like how many times do we have to forget something in order for us to remember, for good? And it's just the same thing as that. We have to continuously remind ourselves of this positivity, of this vision that we're moving towards. You know what I mean? Because if not, then we're going to unconsciously get back to the programming of our past, that unwanted past. Our past is going to continue to be our future unless we consciously change our thoughts into a vision of the future. We have to live in the future and let go of the past. Put that wall up toward the past, and let go of it. Because like I said, it takes constant reminding until it becomes wisdom, like second nature, like a habit. So, and then when we do that, when we start to make small changes, we have new thoughts, and those new thoughts lead to new choices, and they lead to new behaviors and new emotions, and that's where that joy is. And we're teaching our body chemically to understand what our mind has intellectually understood. Our body is what creates, because our body is what feels, and when we take action based off of how we feel. So when we teach our body to chemically understand what we're telling it intellectually, then that's harmony. You know what I mean? That's where all the ease comes in. If we have our mind and our body in two different places, that's where that, oh my God, those tugs come in, and all that frustration and angst comes in, and anger. You know what I mean? So so now that we are getting to a point of embodying the truth, that's where that elevation comes from, in our evolution to evolve into our greatest potential, and have love for ourselves and love for people. Because we cannot love, we cannot give, we cannot prosper without first giving ourselves that peace of mind, that love ourselves, that abundance internally. If we don't feel it internally, then, you know what I mean, in our body, then it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what we continue to tell ourselves. We have to feel it inside. Feeling is the key to create. It doesn't matter what you feel, but make sure you feel great so you can create greatness. So with that being said, I feel like this is the end of this episode. I'm so happy. I would appreciate some feedback. Let me know what you think, if you have some takeaways or anything. And catch me next week, because I intend on putting this positivity out every Thursday. But before we go, let's take a mindful, conscious breath and inhale love and light and greatness for 6 seconds, holding for 4, and exhaling dense, dark, low energy for 6. So let's get to it. In for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, guys. Much love to y'all, and let's go elevate.